Hello Mathurim and watching HornbillTV. We begin tonight not with politics but with grief. The hearts of Nagaland have been weighed down by a profound sadness. The cold-blooded killing of 6 Naga civilians in Kangkokpi is not just a news story. It is a wound. It is a shock that has reverberated from the quietest villages to the bustling streets of Dimapur, leaving families shattered and a society questioning its own security. For people who have walked a long, hard road, this incident has ripped open old scars and poured salt on wounds that had only just begun to heal. It has forced us to stare into the abyss of instability once more. In the days that followed, emotions understandably ran high. There were calls for accountability, protest, and an economic blockade. At the same time, encouraging efforts have begun to create space for dialogue. Today, we take a closer look at the developments of the past 2 weeks and ask an important question. Can justice and dialogue move forward together? Because ultimately, that is what the people of the Northeast deserve. The tragic killing of 6 Naga civilians marked a serious escalation in an already fragile situation. It sent shockwaves across Nagaland and reignited concerns about the safety and security of innocent lives caught in conflict. Investigations have since gathered pace. In recent days, 2 suspects were arrested in a joint operation involving the National Investigation Agency, Manipur Police and the CRPF. Investigators say the probe is continuing and further action may follow as the investigation progresses. For the families who lost their loved ones, however, no investigation can erase the pain of or fill the void left behind. But justice demands that every individual responsible be identified through due process and brought before the law. Justice must be fair, justice must be credible, and above all, justice must not be delayed. Why the public reaction is understandable. Across Nagaland, there has been widespread anger and grief over the killings. Civil society organizations have expressed deep concern that innocent lives continue to be lost while many earlier incidents remain unresolved. That frustration cannot simply be dismissed. Communities expect government to ensure security. They expect investigations to be transparent. They expect those entrusted with maintaining law and order to act decisively. And above all, they expect accountability. Without accountability, public confidence inevitably suffers, and the credibility of institutions is put to test. Justice must not only be done, it must also be seen to be done. The challenge of blockades. In response to recent events, an economic blockade was announced. Across Northeast India, blockades have often emerged during moments of deep public anger. For many, they are seen as a way of drawing national attention to unresolved issues when other avenues appear to have failed. But history has also taught us another lesson. Prolonged blockades often end up affecting ordinary citizens far more than decision makers. The first people to feel the impact are usually patients waiting for medicines, farmers trying to transport their produce, students traveling for examinations, small traders struggling to keep their business running, daily wage earners trying to provide for their families, families simply trying to live their everyday lives. This is not about questioning anyone's democratic right to express concern or demand justice. Rather, it is about recognizing that while the pursuit of justice must continue, every effort should also be made to minimize hardship for innocent people. The stronger and more sincere the dialogue becomes, the less communities have to rely on prolonged disruption to make their voice heard. Amid these difficult circumstances, one encouraging development deserves attention. Church leaders from Nagaland and Mizoram recently met Kuki Zone leaders in Aizawl to explore ways of reducing tensions, rebuilding trust, and encouraging dialogue between communities. This is significant. For generations, churches have played an important role in peace building across Northeast India. They often possess something that political institutions sometimes struggle to build: trust. Their willingness to bring communities together sends an important message. Even after painful incidents, even after unimaginable loss, conversation remains possible. And sometimes meaningful dialogue begins with those willing to listen before they speak. The role of leadership. The responsibility for restoring peace does not rest only with governments. It also lies with community organizations, churches, student bodies, traditional institutions, women's group, youth leaders, and respected elders. Leadership is most meaningful during difficult moments. This is when responsible voices matter the most. Leaders who encourage restraint help prevent further loss. Leaders who encourage dialogue create opportunities that future generations can build upon. And leaders who place humanity above division leave behind a legacy that outlives any moment of crisis. Learning from Nagaland's own experience. Nagaland itself offers an important lesson. The state has experienced decades of conflict. Many believed peace would never come. Yet despite setbacks, dialogue gradually replaced confrontations. Negotiations were not easy. They took patience. They took compromise. They required difficult conversations and the willingness to remain at the table even when progress seemed slow. But they also demonstrated an important truth. Lasting political solutions are rarely achieved overnight. They are built one conversation at a time. That experience gives Nagaland not only a unique history but also a unique moral authority when speaking about peace and reconciliation. A shared future. The people of the Northeast are connected by far more than political boundaries. Communities share markets, schools, hospitals, businesses, friendships, families, and generations of social, cultural, and economic interaction. Every period of instability affects everyone. Peace, therefore, is never a victory for only one community. It becomes a victory for the entire region. The past 2 weeks have reminded us how fragile peace can be. They have also reminded us how important justice remains. Those responsible for the killing of innocent civilians must be identified, thoroughly investigated, and prosecuted according to law. That process must continue without fear or favor. At the same time, every sincere effort towards dialogue deserves encouragement. The recent church-led initiatives offers hope that communication between communities can continue even during the most difficult of times. Justice and dialogue are not opposing ideas. In fact, lasting peace requires both. Justice without dialogue can deepen divisions. Dialogue without justice cannot heal lasting wounds. The people of Nagaland have always valued dignity, resilience, and reconciliation. Those values remain just as important today. As investigations move forward, let us hope that truth prevails, that justice is delivered, that dialogue gathers momentum, and that future generations inherit not only another cycle of conflict, but a stronger foundation for peace, understanding, and coexistence. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.